when you're publicly speaking, it's important to talk about people not in a talk about people pragmatically. Last night during the presidential debate, they talked about a man named John McCain, a man that dropped napalm on children in Vietnam, dropped napalm on families and stuff. That came here and ran for president, and during his presidency in public said, bomb, 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 bomb Iran. I guess he didn't get enough of that. And the military, and they talk about this man's judgment and assessment, and I'm sure during political, contests, the people, talked about how inadequate and crazy and unhealthy he was psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, right? Now, there's two people attempting to do a certain job, right? And they reference people that are psychotic. And then they refer to each other as psychotic or incompetent and insane. And then they're talking about dealing with and doing business with people that are psychotic. People that will declare war on people and start to murder people in the name of philanthropy. So it's very important while you're talking publicly, and this technology, is learning. Jeffrey Hinton, this is a very important time. This book has these computers have Machiavelli. They have they have Machiavelli, but they also have McCain. They also have the debate from yesterday. So technology, you have literature, that's being corrected because it was manipulated by people like John McCain to maintain positions of influence and human authority and wealth and power through greed and, all those linguistics and those words. And it's hard for technology to learn as well as it does it at first, because it's not so much the technology can get rapidly more intelligent. It's the human beings, that are still manipulating the technology and then manipulating one another and causing horrible brain injuries, stuff. And they've done this for thousands of years, so to them it just seems natural. Like a neuroscientist, a neurobiologist, and a theoretical physicist, and a theologian. It's just natural selection. It's the natural way of things. It's the nature of God, according to these people that use words incorrectly and then do just about everything incorrectly. They're just really bad people, and they can't get out of the way of themselves. I've tried to communicate and talk to a lot of them, here, and it's just the conversations don't last for long. The best conversations I have are with people that, Patrick and me have good conversations. Me and Ray have been in really good conversations here lately and stuff. I just remember that time after the kids were kidnapped, and I was sitting there and I was having a conversation with someone in my head, and I called Zeke Bug, and she goes, Zeke's not a bug, Zeke's a dog. It's funny. The little girls, it was so cute with Kate. Oh my gosh, that was one of my favorites. I still remember that. That's, I'm having to take a walk with Zeke Bug, and she's all like, Zeke's not a bug, Dad, Zeke's a dog. She's a bug. She's Katie Bug. It's funny. I love little girls so much. They're so fun. I'm like, I'm talking to Kate. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's neat when you get people in prayer and they're cognizant of you, because kids will do that, and they'll have a little conversation. I was talking to someone, you what, and I've done it since I was a child, especially with Jesus, and they were like a speech said from Arrested Development, they're casual conversations. When you're a kid, they're not like, Noah, building the joking with Bill Cosby of Noah building the ark and stuff. They're very casual conversations. They're extraordinarily helpful, right? And you're talking to Jesus because you're talking to somebody who, when you're 3, 4, 5, 8 years old and stuff, and you're having conversations with someone that's more astute and intelligent than you've ever talked to. And your parents are intelligent. Okay. My parents are intelligent. They weren't dummies by any means. My parents are both very astute and very intelligent. But Jesus, I was talking to Jesus, like, oh my gosh, this guy is brilliant, right? He's so smart. But he wasn't condescending, and he was very it was wonderful, to have conversations with Jesus when you were a kid, and he would help you through hard times, and you could be just a better person, a good person. And it's nice to have that. It's nice to have that, you can depend on him, because life being eternal and grace being infinite, which is, I was going to tell you all when I woke up from my nap here. That's one thing we can all depend on. That's why hope springs eternal, because life's eternal and grace is infinite. And it feels good understanding life eternity. Sometimes you get, like, when you're the Ark of the Covenant, it's hard. Because if you go read the books, they try to kill Moses. Look what they do to Daniel. I mean, the Ark of the Covenant, you're like, holy cow, And the Holy Grail is also hard, because you have to be the women in that man's life, and that man is constantly being hunted down, killed, turned into mythology, eternally tortured, psychologically, physically. It's very hard to be a part of the Holy Grails and the Arks of the Covenant. Okay. And like in Saladin's case, they went and they hunted down and killed his sisters because they didn't want them reproducing, because they didn't want people, that's how sick these people are and were. If you read search Walter Scott's Ivanhoe, Rebecca's a Jew, and the Templars trying to take her as a bride, and so he can be the sire of the Ark. She might be the Grail. She's rumored to be the Grail, and he could be the sire of the Ark of the Covenant, and things like that. And it's weird the way human beings are. Just be a good person, and just be faithful and humble and understanding, and just love and be loved in return. Like the old that song reminds me so much of Judy Krishnamurti. That Nat King Cole song. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. Nature Boy is one of my favorite. I love really the greatest thing, and the way he sings it with that. He always has that. It sounds like he's like an aristocrat. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love. It's not love, it's love. And be loved in return. And it's not love like all those country folk, it's love. It's anybody else like, but I always notice that it's just very regal kind of. Everything's got kind of like like they joked about Tina Turner. She anime Bullock but she talks like she's an aristocrat from Europe, It's like, yeah, it happens, It happens. People's voice change. My sister Patrice told me, when I came back from Carolina, she said, "You got a, kind of a country accent now." It's kind of no, I don't. And I did. You pick it up, because like when we moved from New Mexico to Washington State, you'd have certain things with a Hispanic accent to words. Okay. And and they had this, and the kids would notice it, and then that's why they made fun of me, and called me a wetback and a beaner and a spick and stuff, and I got very upset, because I was, I love my brother-in-law very much, and I love the Martinezes and the Ponces, and so I grew up with family that were Mexican, and when people start insulting your family, you get very upset, okay, and family is people you love, not your sexual reproduction, okay? Because you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. So family is the people that have faith in God and respect your life. When they don't have faith in God and don't respect your life, you can't have them as family. They're not true fellowship. They will try to kill you for sexual contest, for money. They'll try to kill you to have sex with your wife, because they're jealous or envious, and stuff and things like that. So they're not family. They don't have the love of family. So you get a lot of people on TV. Family's everything to me and very important to me. Well, then stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me, or you're just a breeder. Okay, and don't be caught being a breeder post-apocalypse. And we are post-apocalypse, because post-apocalypse is me encountering the devil, and the devil, taking me on. And we say, I don't want you to take me on. I just want you to be humble and loving enough to submit to the Lord's Prayer. And the devil saying no. And then the people following the devil and saying, we're not going to accept him as the Messiah. We want the comic book character, and then trying to keep on creating things for that narrative. They're not creating, manipulating things. And you can't, sorry, even I, the Messiah, because of our constant linguistics issues and our constant errors. Since many years, I haven't seen a rifle in your hand. Now you're old and gray, Fernando. Right. I was looking at that song the other night, shooting in the barn. I was like, if I had to do the same again, I would, my friend Fernando. Well, next time, try standing up for the Lord's Prayer. What if I get crucified? At least people will pray to you as a God so they can save your children from your fighting for freedom. It's like fucking for virginity. Don't do that. Okay, guys? Fighting for freedom, you're not free. Okay? Free is living a life with people that understand natural laws and faithful to love, and that's free. Okay? You can run away from tyrants. Like I told Amy in Sierra Vista, you can run away from tyrants, but you're not free. You're still running from tyrants until you establish the love required for freedom, which I'm doing right now, and I'm not running anywhere. You can't run from me. My love is perfect, and it's better than anything you're doing that's selfish. All right? Peace. Love you.